Hey Kindred Oilers, this is Paula Vandervoort, natural rearing dog breeder, lover of all things natural. I'm going to do a raindrop on my boxer Spice. She hasn't been feeling very good lately and she just needs a little tune up. So this is for overall immune system support, and I'm going to do the Speedy Gonzalez version of it so that we get her through this. There is a longer version that is also recommended with more techniques involved, but I'm just going to do the quick drive-through version of it right now. So if you'll pan over here, this is my rack of oils that I use for human raindrop, and those are undiluted. And we have in here Valor, oregano, thyme, basil, cypress, wintergreen, panaway, aromaceas, and peppermint. And I have this little cool little rack, and I have guidance in form of a like a cheat sheet. It's from essentialracks.com, but you also get instructions when you buy the raindrop kit. And what I have set up for the dogs is I have the exact same oils, and but I have pre-diluted them, so they're diluted with V6 oil appropriate for their body weight. And in her case, I think these are diluted like 10 to 1. I can use them undiluted on my dogs because they are used to this. But animals that are not used to this, or if they're smaller body weight, it's a good idea to dilute them. And there's another whole class on how to dilute. But I go ahead and I put like, I have a little thing on the top of mine in black ink that tells me what order to go in. But that way I also know these are pre-diluted for the dogs. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Valor first, and I'm going to put that on myself. I'll let her smell it. Oh yeah, it's strong, huh? Put that on me, just so I'm grounded. And then I'm going to put just a little bit on my fingers. I have all my jewelry off because I don't want to have jewelry on while I'm doing this. And I'm just putting it in between her toes. And this helps to ground her. I know, you're ticklish on your toes, huh? And we don't want to, make it uncomfortable for them. So there's this beautiful Valor, the blue oil that everybody loves. And I'm just rubbing it between her toes, not on her pads, because I really don't want her walking around with oils on the bottom of her pads, because she might walk on something that's toxic or something. So there we go, that's all done. And then I'm going to put a little bit on both my hands. This thing's almost stinky. And I put one hand on each of her rump and up here by her head. And I'm just going to feel for a second, closing my eyes, and feel for her energy to shift. Sometimes you'll start feeling pulsing. Sometimes you'll just feel a shift. If you don't feel it, it's okay. I feel pulsing in her right now. If you don't feel it, just when you think it's done, just declare that it's done. You're just balancing her out. Good girl. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna put the lid back on that. And now we're gonna do oregano next. So here's oregano. Like I said, this is the fast version. So I'm gonna put a couple drops. And yep, my bottle is not coming out. Go. It's because I'm shaking it. There we go. I'm going to put a couple drops, just kind of drop them into her energy body. There we go. And then I'm going to just feather this up. I'm doing the fast version. This is not the full version. I'm just going to feather this up with equal strokes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there we go. That's it. Okay. Then next I'm going to do, let's see, I'm looking to see what I do next. I do thyme. Yeah, thyme goes next. And these, you have to look up what these oils do. I need to stay compliant while I'm making this video, but look this up in your essential oils desk reference or your animal desk reference, and you're going to see these are incredibly powerful. And I just did one of these on my puppy who was extremely ill with a viral infection, and Western medicine was not cutting it for her, and this is what pulled her out of it. She hadn't eaten for 6 days. So I'm just doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 times up, and that's it. And next I'm going to do basil. She's going to end up smelling kind of like she's had pizza when this is over. All of these oils are really, really great for spine health. This raindrop technique was originally developed for spinal health, and it turned out to have a lot of really wonderful benefits beside that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And see how she's just kind of relaxing into it? She's not fighting it, she's enjoying it, even though it's very strong. Okay, and the next one is cypress, which this is wonderful. It's one of the large conifer trees. And so I'm just dripping it from about 3 or 4 inches above into her energy body. Let it sort of float into her energy body. And then I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there are things that get behind the blood-brain barrier in the spinal cord that's really good to have these oils help the body to deal with on a natural basis. Okay, next is wintergreen. And I'm going through this kind of fast to give you an idea of how to do it. You don't necessarily have to drip them in the same spot every time. You want about 2 or 3, maybe 4 drops total. Yeah, you're enjoying this, aren't you? This is like a spa treatment. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the next one, let's see, that was wintergreen. So my next one is marjoram. There's my marjoram from the dog one. One, 2, 3. I'll give her 4 drops this time. See how she's starting my videotaper? You see how she's starting to smell like a pizza? 1, 2, 3. And the reason I'm going backwards against her fur is just to help wick it down into her spine and into her muscles. It just goes faster that way. And we see, we have aromaceas is next. And there we go, aromaceas. This is wonderful for seized muscles. But it's a part of this. You want to do these in sequence. And you can sometimes substitute a different oil if you're dealing with a real specific issue. You can substitute some oils in the middle of this if you want, or add a couple of oils in the middle if there's really something you're trying to get after. But look in the animal desk reference for that technique. And then I'm going to put peppermint on at the end. And I actually don't have a diluted peppermint, so in my dog one. So I'm going to take some V6 and some peppermint. I'll show you how to do this. I'm just going to take a couple drops of peppermint. And I'm going to squirt some V6. I'm not very scientific about how much I dilute. I just did a couple squirts. And I'm just going to put this in. This helps to drive it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See how relaxed she is? A lot of times they'll sleep. My highly anxious dog, who had very severe separation anxiety, the first time I ever gave him one of these, the dog never slept. He slept for like a day and a half. He was just so relaxed and so happy, and it helped him with all of that. So it kind of can tend to go help with whatever they need. My particular reaction to a Raindrop was that it dealt with something that was specific to me. I had a neck problem, and I was not able to turn my head at all. And right after I got a Raindrop, my neck broke loose, and it stayed that way. So that's my personal testimony about it. So I'm going to give her some more Valor here at the end, just to help balance her again. Now she kind of smells like she's been eating pizza in a big conifer forest. She smells wonderful, and you would think this is kind of overpowering, but look how relaxed she is. And that is that. So Raindrop for animals is great for just a regular body tune-up. I recommend you do them at least once a month, maybe twice a month. But if you've got a dog that's having an issue, you may even need to do them daily. And if they're really serious, you may have to do them more than once a day. But you can see some really, really amazing changes. And if you have little puppies, I've seen it even used on neonates, you can just dilute these oils by about 20-1, and just use your fingertips and do the same thing to feathering up their backs, just very lightly, and get these Raindrop oils on them, and you can see some pretty amazing things happen. Thank you, Spice. Click below if you have any questions.